Beginning of tape 3 on the space sound tape.
Neil's been on the surface now slightly over an hour and 20 minutes.
Don't note any abnormalities in the limb. Quads seem to be in good shape. The primary and secondary struts are in good shape. Antennas are all in place. There's no evidence of problem underneath the limb due to either the engine exhaust or drainage of any kind. Roger up. It's very surprising, very surprising lack of penetration of all four of the footpads. I'd say if we were to try and determine just how far below the surface they would have penetrated, you'd measure 2 or 3 inches, would you say, Neil? At the most, yeah. That fly strut there is probably even less than that.
So the surface of the moon is very solid. The limb weighs about 16 tons, and then those 4 feet, which are about 24 inches in diameter, set down on the surface of the moon. They penetrated the crust only about, as he said, an inch or so.
Taken from here, the descent station. I think we'll be able to see a little bit better what the ripple effects are. Seem to be quite minimal. One picture taken right rear of the spacecraft, looking at the skirts of the descent stage. So a slight darkening of the surface color, a rather minimal amount of radiating or etching away or erosion of the surface. And now on descent, both of us remarked that we could see a large amount of very fine dust particles moving out. It was reported beforehand that we would probably see an outgassing from the surface after actual engine shutdown, but I recall I was unable to verify that.
You heard them say they were collecting documented samples of moon material, rocks, and so on. What that means is that if he picks up a rock, describes it verbally, his description is recorded on tape, it is dropped into a numbered plastic sack. The number is already printed on it. He says it's round or it's whatever it is, and then it goes in bag number 10, and so on, which is recorded. Obviously, you can't do any writing there. And so when they get back to Earth, they will have on tape his description of what is in bag number 10 and where it came from and how it looked. And that information will be more than useful when they open bag number 10 and see what's in it.
the minus V spec now. Aerial pair we're taking to the bed will very little force of impact that we actually had. And Neil, if you take the camera, okay, to work on the SEQ bay. Okay.
Columbia, Columbia, this is Houston.
I noticed that,
Columbia, this is Houston. Go ahead, bud.
okay. Let me get some close-up pictures of that front. I was saying that Houston stop and take a photograph of something and then want to start moving again sideways. Quite a tendency to start doing it with just gradual sideways hops until you start getting momentum.
Roger.
Can you see us underneath the clam over at the SEQ bay, Houston?
Yes, indeed, Buzz. We can see your feet sticking out underneath the structure of the LEM descent stage. Underneath the structure of the LEM descent stage.
Okay, I'm just on the other side of the...
Now we can see you through the structure of the minus V secondary strut.
The SEQ bay contains the scientific experiments to be left on the surface of the moon. The laser, reflector,
They're open, and it looks like they're going to stay up without any problem.
Columbia, Columbia, this is Houston. We're about to lose you on the Omnis. Request high gain antenna. React mode. Pitch 20. Yaw 135. Over.
I'm going to pick an area, Neil.
Make that yaw 175. Columbia, yaw 175 on the high gain.
Clearly locked up on the high gain, Houston.
Roger out.
the surgeon says everything looks fine. An hour and a half of lunar surface time for Neil Armstrong.
Said Armstrong had been on the surface for an hour and a half, but as they count the EVA,
The passive seismometer has been deployed manually.
he's been on his portable life support system for 2 hours right now. He has about another hour of oxygen and air conditioning and electrical supply left in it. But to be on the safe side, they're going to end.
They've been on the portable life support systems for 2 hours now.
All right. They're going to end the EVA at 2 hours and 40 minutes, which gives them a 20-minute leeway. They have some extra oxygen in another tank, which gives them more than 3 hours, but 3 hours is set as the limit on the backpack. to be safe.
And the manual deployment of the LR cubed little spring that's at the end of the string pulled off of the pit pin. Now, however, I was able to reach up and get hold of the pit pin and pull it loose. So it'll be deployed manually also.
Roger. And the panorama is complete, and limb up the limb, 730 position at about 60 feet.
That's Neil Armstrong to the left of the screen. By that.
Doors are closed and locked.
Roger.
Have you got us a good area picked out?
Well, I think right out on that rise out there is probably as good as any.
Right over here.
Let's probably stay on the high ground there and
Watch at the edge of that crater is rather
that's real soft there, isn't it?
A couple of close-ups on these quite rounded, large boulders.
Buzz Aldrin coming into view on the right, carrying the two experiments.
About 40 feet out. I'd say out to the end of that next...
Well, it's going to be a little difficult to find a good level spot here.
top of that next little ridge there. Wouldn't that be a pretty good place?
Yeah, I'm going to put the LR cube right about here.
All right.
I'm going to have to get on the other side of this rock here.
I would go right around that crater to the left there. Isn't that a level spot there?
I think this right here is just as level.
Okay.
And they will be out of the camera's field of view while setting up these experiments.
The boulders look like basalt, and they have probably 2% white minerals in them, white crystals. And the thing that I reported as vesicular before, I don't believe I believe that anymore. I think it's small craters. They look like little impact craters where BB shot has hit the surface.
Houston, I have the seismic experiment over now, and I'm aligning it, but I'm having a little bit of difficulty getting the beep go in the center. Wants to move around and around on the outside. Find any spot, any hole.
You're cutting out again, Buzz.
Did I say I'm not having too much success in leveling the PSE experiment? The laser reflector is installed, and the bubble's level, and alignment appears to be good.
Neil, this is Houston. Roger out.
Hey, you want to take a look at this BB, see what you make out of it? I found it pretty hard to get perfectly level, too. That BB likes the outside. It won't go on the inside.
Is this good? I didn't know it. I didn't introduce it.
That little tip is convex now instead of concave. I think you're right. I believe it is. Houston, I don't think there's any hope of using this leveling device to come up with an accurate level. It looks to me as though the cup here that the BB is in is now convex instead of concave, over.
Roger 11, press on. If you think it looks level by eyeball, go ahead.
Perhaps I can explain here. That
Okay.
wasn't right.
The bubble they're discussing is on a leveling device on the passive seismometer.
One going, huh? There you go. Good work. Good show. Hey, whoa, stop. Back up. Wait. Houston, as I was facing the PSE, the right-hand solar array deployed automatically. The left hand had to manually spinning bar at the far end. And all parts of the solar array are clear of the ground now.
Buzz, this is Houston. Understand you did successfully deploy both solar arrays, over.
Roger, that's affirmative.
This particular experiment has to be level, or pretty close
And
to
there
it.
isn't any way of telling whether that's lined up, not getting in the way. Maybe I could get down here.
It measures moonquakes and a few other things. There are a couple of other things the astronauts have to do to make it work. One is to get the solar panels out so it'll get energy from the sun. And they have to direct
Now that appears to be pointing.
an antenna toward the Earth. And I think they're going to try it out by stomping around near it, and it should be able to pick up their footsteps. As I said, they were having a bit of trouble. It sounds as if they might have overcome it.
Neil, this is Houston, over.
No, it's Houston, over. Hey, go ahead, Houston.
Roger, we've been looking at your consumables, and you're in good shape. Subject to your concurrence, we'd like to extend the duration of the EVA 15 minutes from nominal. We will still give Buzz a hack at 10 minutes prior for heading in. Your current elapsed time is 2 plus 12, over.
Okay, that sounds fine.
Roger, out.
The other experiment package they have, the laser reflector, doesn't consume any power. And for it to work right, it just has to be aimed at the Earth.
And we just heard them decide to extend
212 is the time extended on the PLSS.
This is Houston. If you're still in the vicinity of the PSE, could you get a photograph of the ball level, over?
Ask them to take a picture
I'll
of
do that, but
the part that
right,
didn't
we'll
work
get a
right.
photograph of that. Houston, what time would you estimate we could allow for the documented sample, over? Oh, shoot. I believe the ball is right in the middle now. Wonderful. Take a picture before it moves.
Neil, this is Houston. We're estimating about 10 minutes for the document sampling, over. Columbia, this is Houston, over.
Columbia, this is Houston, over. Go ahead, Houston, Columbia.
Roger, I'd like you to terminate charging battery Bravo at 111 plus 15, over.
How about right now?
Roger. Buzz, this is Houston. You've got about 10 minutes left now prior to commencing your EVA termination activities, over.
Termination activities, over. Roger, I understand.
Tranquility Base, this is Houston. The passive seismic experiment has been uncaged, and we're observing short period oscillations in it. Over.
Said there that the seismic experiment package was working, so if there are any green quakes, they should be able to record it. In about 10 minutes,
Neil Armstrong has been on the surface now about an hour and 50 minutes.
in about 10 minutes, they said Colonel Aldrin will start getting ready to go back inside. Once he gets back up the ladder, he will use those pulleys to transfer the rocks and the cameras and the film and whatever else they're going to take back. And Neil Armstrong will be at the bottom of the pulley, attaching things to it, taking them up, sending them up. Two rock boxes, film. They will roll up their solar wind experiment, take it back with them. And they're both back in view now. And when Neil Armstrong comes up, they will both be back inside. They'll repressurize the cabin. And a little bit later, they'll let the pressure out again, and they're going to throw a few things out. They'll leave them there.
In the foreground, Buzz Aldrin is collecting a core tube sample.
I hope you're watching how hard I have to hit this into the ground to the tune of about 5 inches, Houston.
Roger.
It almost looks wet. Got it, sample. Wait a minute. Okay, cut the cable again.
Neil and Buzz, this is Houston. We'd like you to...
You're right. Turn to your right. That's it? Not quite.
Neil, this is Houston. We'd like you all to get 2 core tubes and the solar wind experiment. 2 core tubes and the solar wind, over.
The core tube, in effect, gives them a cross-section of what the surface looks like a few inches down. And as he was pointing out, it took quite a few rather hefty blows to drive the core sample into the surface.
The core tubes provide material.
Get the next one, maybe you can turn away the box a little bit. I'll take care of it.
Among the many theories about the moon, there is one held by some that there once was moisture there, and others that there is still moisture in the form of ice or permafrost, perhaps beneath the surface of the moon. And this core sample could possibly shed some little light on that.
Buzz, this is Houston. You have approximately 3 minutes until you must commence your EVA termination activities. Over.
Roger, understand.
Columbia, this is Houston. Approximately 1 minute to LOS. Over.
1 minute. Columbia, roger.
And do you plan on commencing your sleep on the backside this pass? If so, we'll disable uplink to you while we're talking to the LEM. Over.
While we're talking. Negative that. Houston, were you able to record in a documentary way where the two samples were taken?
Negative.
Now, I didn't get a stereo pair of those two, but they're right in the vicinity of the solar wind.
Neil, this is Houston. After you've got the core tubes and the solar wind, anything else that you can throw into the box would be acceptable.
I do. Cap was right. I got the cap. Got the cap? They both got caps on around. Okay. And you want to pick up some stuff and I'll get these receptacles? Throw the solar wind in.
Buzz Aldrin retrieving the solar wind experiment.
Buzz, this is Houston. It's about time for you to start your EVA closeout activities.
Roger.
They've been on their life support system. On their life support systems 2 hours and 25 minutes.